4 games today. So it's Wednesday. 4 games tomorrow. Lots. So for some, they'll be sitting this one out. There'll be fans who say, you know what? Still upset about last night. Hockey's done for me for a couple days. I'll come back on Thursday. And for some, it's going to be, hey, my team didn't even play last night. I get to watch tonight. And there's going to be fans who don't tune in for this first one. This first one's Florida and the Islanders. Florida's 1-3-3, and the Islanders are 3-4. Now, the Islanders had a NFE road trip. They did. But the Islanders weren't expected to be a playoff team this year. So any wins they get, pure gravy for them. Florida Panthers were supposed to be better than this. 1-3-3 doesn't get it done. The only good news if you're a Florida fan is this. You're only 2 games below 500 because 3 of those losses are in overtime. So they aren't really losses in the NHL's grand scheme of things. 2 overtime losses equal a win when it comes to the points. So they've kind of won 2.5 games. It's a reach. And that's really all I can offer right now to Florida fans. Dadonov leads the way in scoring with 3 goals and 5 assists. Trocheck is tied for that mark. Huberdeau, 2 goals and 5 assists for him. Yandel, 1 goal and 6 assists. Barkov, 2 goals and 4 assists for him. Hoffman has 3 goals and 2 assists. Bugstad, 2 goals and an assist. And McCann with a goal and 2 assists. Now, on the Islanders side of things, Barzal with a goal and 6 assists leads the way. Filppula with 4 goals and 2 assists. Bailey has 2 goals and 4 assists. Cizikas 3 goals and 2 assists. Mayfield has a goal and 4 assists. Ladd and Lee are tied with 2 goals and 2 assists. And there's Brock Nelson at 2 goals and an assist and 3 points in 7 games. Probably not enough on his side of things. Goaltending really tells the story of where these teams are at. Florida's side of things, Reimer, 3.92 goals against, 870 save percentage. Hutchinson, 4.18 goals against, average 839 save percentage. Nobody's putting up good numbers in Florida. They desperately need Luongo back. But of course, as I keep saying, at this stage in his career, can Luongo be counted upon to stay healthy for an entire season? No. He hasn't been healthy to start this season, and I don't know when he comes back how long it's going to be, but if they end up having to overplay him, yeah. On the Islanders side of things, Robin Lehner, 2.59 goals against, 925 save percentage. He's playing very well, thank you. Greiss, 2.59 goals against as well, 918 save percentage. Much better than the numbers that either of these goalies put up last year. Power plays. Florida's at 12.9%. Whereas the Islanders are at 20%. Penalty kill, Florida's at 66.7%. And the Islanders are at 78.9%. So your numbers are 79.6 altogether for Florida, which is abysmal. 98.9 for the Islanders, which is right up around where the average should be, 100. You add the power play to the penalty kill, and you come out with 100. And both of these teams are below that number. The difference being Florida is way below it. So Florida, the power play, nope. Penalty kill, nope. Goaltending, defense. It's a lot of things, and it's definitely looking like my prediction that Florida is going to make the playoffs, much less be any good if they get there. Both of those are very much looking like they're false. Toronto, 6-3. Winnipeg, 6-2-1. Here is your Eastern Battle of the Greats today. Matthews, 10 goals and 6 assists. He's been frozen there for a couple of games. He'll come out of that at some point soon. Riley with 4 goals and 10 assists. Morgan Riley's still having an excellent start, if anybody's paying attention. Marner, 4 goals and 8 assists. Tavares with 6 goals, 5 assists. Kapanen, 4 goals and 4 assists for him. Gardner has 6 assists. Marleau, a goal and 4 assists. And Hyman with 5 assists. So, might have expected a couple more goals from Marleau, at least a couple of more points or something. However, honestly, there's some good depth scoring there. Team's playing well, and I understand how they've played the last couple of games, but you're going to have that. Every team has that along the way. On the Winnipeg side of things, Scheifele, who's started to looks like Mark Scheifele the last week, 4 goals and 5 assists. Connor, 4 goals and 4 assists. Wheeler with 2 goals and 5 assists. Morrissey with a goal and 6 assists. Trouba, who looked excellent the last game, 1 goal, 5 assists. 1 goal, 5 assists. Lowry, 4 goals and an assist. Line with 3 goals and 2 assists. And Bufflin, a goal and 4 assists to get into 8th spot on the chart. Goaltending, again, it's a tale of two cities. Anderson, 2.75 goals against, 910 save percentage. Sparks, 3.50 goals against, 892 save percentage. On the Winnipeg side of things, Brossois, 2.00 goals against, 955 save percentage. And Hellebuck, 2.84 goals against, 909 save percentage. Now, there is a 0.01 difference in net between Anderson and Hellebuck. But if you look at fan confidence, Jet fans for the most part are very confident in Hellebuck. There are some Leaf fans that are there as well, but there are some Leaf fans who will not fully support Anderson and are convinced that in the important games he will let them down. And it's up to Freddie to prove those fans wrong. Power plays. Toronto's at 37.5%. That's come down from where it was because it had to. You can't have a power play at 50% for the year. And Winnipeg, getting ahead of myself, aren't I? Winnipeg with a 32% power play. Penalty kill, Toronto's at 84%. The Jets are at 82.4 for a grand total of a 121.5 rating on Toronto and 114.4 rating for Winnipeg, which means special teams-wise, both teams have been excellent. This could point to a bunch of goals tonight. We saw Pittsburgh and Edmonton last night go to this huge, just fantastic game overall. And maybe we're going to see that tonight with Toronto and Winnipeg. The difference is that both Babcock and Maurice would much rather see a low-scoring, tight-checking affair. I know Toronto has scored a ton of goals, but I've always felt like that's not really what Mike Babcock wants. That's just kind of how they end up playing it, and that he's not really happy about it, but he kind of has to just roll with it. It never seems to me like he's happy with these big offensive back and forth affairs. I don't think he likes that. Next up. Now I can talk about Colorado because they're at home against Tampa. So this is your main matchup in the East. This is your main matchup in the West. No offense to Vancouver and Vegas, but this is the matchup of the Titans in the West. And of course, this is an Eastern foe and a Western team, and an Eastern foe and a Western team. So they kind of match, but I do believe this one's on at 4 my time. I do believe so, and this one's on at 7. At least they said it was a doubleheader, and then they showed both of them starting at 4 o'clock, and I'm like, they're not starting a game in Vegas at 4 o'clock. People are not going to be happy about that, so no, that one starts at 7, and I believe this one starts at 4. Anyways, I may very well find myself paying more attention to the Tampa Bay Colorado game, more so than Vancouver and Vegas, because this is a big game. Leading the way for Tampa in scoring, Braden Point with 5 goals and 3 assists. Yanni Gourde, 4 goals and 4 assists. JT Miller, 2 goals and 6 assists. He's putting up excellent totals since arriving from the Rangers. And Tampa fans likely thank the Rangers organization for JT Miller. Kucherov, 2 goals and 5 assists. He started picking it up. Johnson, 3 goals and 2 assists. Palat with 5 assists. Hedman with 2 goals and 2 assists. And McDonough with 4 assists. Conspicuous by his absence still, Steven Stamkos. Man, remember when he was going to Toronto and he was going to be the savior of Toronto, and then Tampa gets him for what is perceived as below market value, because it was. And everybody's talking about what a Stanley Cup champion Tampa's going to be, and largely because of Stamkos at the center, and yet here they are, they're 5-1-1, and Stamkos has been pretty quiet on the score sheet. Not quite on the score sheet. Colorado's leading scorer and the NHL's leading scorer right now, depending on how you qualify leading scorers. If it's by goals, it's Matthews, but Rantanen will get the nod right now because Rantanen's got the momentum. 4 goals and 12 assists for him. McKinnon with 8 goals and 7 assists. Landeskog with 8 goals and 4 assists. And there you go. That line has 20 goals between them. That line also has 43 points between them. So it's a pretty good line is what I'm saying. Soderberg, 3 goals and 3 assists. Kerfoot with a goal and 5 assists. Barry and Johnson both have 5 assists for the Avalanche. And JT Compher, of course, who's out, 3 goals and an assist for him. Goaltending, this is where it gets fun, and this should be a low-scoring affair. Even though both teams can put up a lot of goals, this should be a low-scoring affair. Vasilevsky, 2.16 goals against, 933 save percentage, which is actually a drop in his numbers from where they've been at their peak. Louis Domingue, 2.450 goals against, 934 save percentage. On the Colorado side of things, 1.64 goals against average for Varlamov, 953 save percentage. He has taken the lead now in my Vezina ratings, which don't really mean anything. It's between Varlamov and Gibson for me. Grubauer, 2.68 goals against and a 925 save percentage. Now, special teams, both teams are excellent, almost in the same vein as Toronto and Winnipeg. Tampa, 25% is their power play. 27.3% is where the power play is at for Colorado. 96.6% penalty kill for Tampa. They've allowed 1 power play goal. That was against Chicago. 90.5% penalty kill for Colorado. So both of them, excellent power plays, excellent penalty kill. The total rating number, 121.6 for Tampa, which barely nudges them ahead of Toronto. 117.8 for Colorado. That is the 3rd highest number on the board. Really, these feel like they're titanic matchups, and they're going to be fun to watch, I think. Let me know what you guys think. That being said, honestly, Vancouver and Vegas is a more intriguing matchup than we might have expected. Just move this over a little bit. Vancouver's 5-4, and they're undermanned. Peterson is still in the comeback trail. And Besser apparently has been hurt since the Winnipeg game. So it looks like he's probably sitting out tonight. I haven't checked this morning, but I'm assuming that with Archibald called up and Besser out with a lower body injury, he's out tonight because he didn't miss anything yesterday for them to call up Archibald over. But Peterson still leads the team in scoring with 5 goals and 3 assists. Horvat, 5 goals and 2 assists. Berchi with 3 goals and 3 assists. Besser with 2 goals and 4 assists. So 2 of the top 4 scorers not playing. Edler, 5 assists. Sutter, 3 goals and 1 assist. Virtanen, 2 goals and 2 assists. Stetcher, 1 goal and 2 assists. Dear Jake Virtanen, if you're going to step up and really start showing that this is your breakthrough year, tonight's a good time to do it. On the Vegas side of things, Marchessault with 5 goals and 5 assists. Carlson, 2 goals and 6 assists. Smith with 2 goals and 3 assists. Eakin with 3 goals and an assist. Holden with 2 assists. Then Pacioretty with a goal. Howell with a goal. Reeves with a goal. Depth scoring is still an issue for Vegas. Scoring has been an issue for Vegas in general. On the goaltending side of things, Nelson with a 2.61 goals against, 914 save percentage. Markstrom, 3.22 goals against, average 903 save percentage. Vegas, Fleury, 2.44 goals against, 901 save percentage. Fleury's numbers have started coming up again. They're in the respectable range, getting better. Subban, 2.70 goals against, and an 871 save percentage. Power plays. One team has it, and the other team doesn't. And it's Vancouver, surprisingly, who has a 24% power play rating. And Vegas is at 8.3%, which is not good enough. But it's been getting better the last few games. Penalty kill. Vancouver's at 80.6%. Vegas leads there with 82.6%. Numbers-wise, Vancouver's at 104.6%. And Vegas is at 91.9% on the special teams rating spectrum. This is a tough one to figure out. Because Vancouver's top 2 goal scorers, and no offense to Bo Horvat, but when Besser's going and he's got his shot on, I think he's got the best shot on the team, one of the best shots in the league. And Pedersen, he's absolutely sensational on that ice. So with those 2 out, this should be a slam dunk for Vegas, and I mean that. This is one of those things. Vegas is at home. Vegas has had a tremendous home crowd last year and this year. They seem to draw energy from their fans, and Vancouver, being a division rival, there's not a lot of emotion in the Vegas-Vancouver games yet because Vancouver's been bad during Vegas's tenure. Vancouver would kind of have to win this game, and it would have to be something controversial for you to really start to see a feud between Vancouver and Vegas. But anyways, there you go. You guys are all prepped for tonight. 4 fantastic games, potentially. Best probably. Vancouver Vegas should be very interesting. And one team is going to come out of tonight saying, okay, we might be good. We might be able to pull out of this. The other one is going to be further behind the 8 ball. So either the Islanders drop to 3-5 or 3-4-1, or Florida drops to 1-4-3 or 1-3-4. And I think, honestly, for Florida, I think if they lose another game in overtime today, I think that would be more frustrating. I really do, because those 3 overtime losses and shootout losses mean that they're close, but they're managing to lose that extra point every time, except for that one win that they've got, and yeah, we'll see where it turns out, how it turns out this week. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just tap upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.